Good. Well, is it good? Partially good. Monday morning. I'm your humble host, Stephen McCollum, and Dale will be with us in just a couple minutes here and everything. But he's just so disgusted by the Cardinals' offensive line play yesterday, especially late in that game. We'll have to obviously check in with him. I actually don't know. I'm just assuming he is here. So we'll have to, of course, ask him when he is able to sit down and join us here today and get his thoughts on yesterday's Cardinals game, of course. And then, you got the standard ASU come from behind victory at the end of the game. These guys just love playing behind the eight ball, I guess you say. Keep these games close. And look, they didn't fall behind hugely here in this game, so that was good there. That was a fun game on Saturday there against Texas Tech. I can't remember the last time I had so much fun at a football game, just all around. We'll talk, of course, about that coming up right in the middle of hockey season. Lots of fights happening early in the hockey season. If you're not paying attention to that, that's kind of fun. But for those people, I sit here and I think about this a lot. We're always critical of the coaching staff, and I'm going to be critical as always about the coaching staff of the Cardinals today. Even the ASU coaching staff, they're winning. That's the difference. ASU coaching staff struggling, especially red zone and those types of places, struggling bad. It's hard to watch, but they're getting the wins. Cardinals, on the other hand, struggling hard, not getting the wins. A little bit of a difference from that perspective that we look at. But, these guys, regardless of that fact, these guys wear the heart on the sleeves. They want to win. They're doing everything in their power to win. A lot of time failures isn't because you're not working hard. You're not working hard enough. Sometimes you're working too hard. You're overthinking things, right? And I've got a clip for you guys here for the San Jose Sharks head coach there in the NHL side, where he's just basically, if you don't know, San Jose's the only team in the NHL to not win a game yet this year. They're not in last place in their division, by the way. Calgary Flames are right behind them. Calgary Flames are 1-5-0 to start this season with 2 points. Well, the San Jose Sharks have 2 points as well, but they are winless. 0-3-2 on the season, the Sharks are. Right, so and the season just started. We're talking 5 games, most teams, some teams 6. I think a couple have 7 games played this year. Right now, I think Chicago has 7. They have a lot of games compared to a lot of the other teams out there. And I sit there and think, especially listening to the press conferences afterwards, right? Kenny Dillingham last week worked his team harder for getting ready for the game this weekend. It seems to have paid off for him. Jonathan Gann is more of we're going to keep it the way it is, status quo. We're going to go back to what we know, right? Doesn't work out for them. Same result as the last 5 games, keeping it status quo, right? So what do? There's no formula to fix this, to win on it. And I was just thinking about that yesterday as I'm going around the NHL or Saturday. I'm going around the NHL before I left for the ASU game. I'm watching things, and yesterday I'm getting caught up on just what's happening around the NHL. And I'm not going to, bore you with, games right now and stuff, because obviously we got, right, World Series is about to get started here after tonight. We'll talk about that Game 7 coming our way here, Toronto and Seattle. What a fantastic series that is going on right now, because I think it's going to be our last competitive one. We'll see here coming up. But, so if we're talking about the San Jose Sharks, we're talking about coaching. How do you solve these issues? How do you solve, when it's not going right for your team? How do you put aside that disappointment side of it? We've showed you repeatedly here Kenny Dillingham and how he's handling it. I like the way KD's handling it, man. I just do. Kenny Dillingham, went back and made his team hit harder, made him be more physical in practice last week. I don't like the way Jonathan Gannon's handling it. Now, it doesn't mean he's not doing anything behind the scenes, but at least publicly, he's like, we're going to go back to the drawing board. And we'll look in at Jonathan Gannon later on in the show as well, what he said after this game that kind of caught my eye. Because, look, if you're not watching the Cardinals, and you're not saying something needs to change, yeah, you're just not paying attention to what's happening on the field. We got that coming up. But then you got coaches, right? Season's just started. San Jose Sharks have played 5 games, folks. 5. And a long season of hockey for the San Jose Sharks. How frustrating is it to be 0-3-2 and not have a win? Only 2 points. Like I said, they're tied with Calgary for the final spot. They aren't in last place because of the 2 ties there as well. Well, let's check in with the San Jose coach just on that frustration, because it's going to set up kind of our talk about coaching today, how things are handled. And this is an interesting dynamic that we have here in the Valley in terms of the coaches and how they're handling both their success and failures here this year. The San Jose coach.
Right, unfortunately, being a part of these slow starts here these last 3-4 years. I mean, how do you, this group though, I mean, do you think it has sort of the resolve to sort of get back in it, maybe a little bit more so than previous years?
Yeah, I think so. Again, a lot of new players. We got to just keep working, keep teaching from the coaches. We got to keep preparing them. But yeah, trust me, it sucks. Keep telling myself there's got to be a reason why this keeps happening in a sense. I'd give up one of my children for a win. So it's frustrated. I'm sorry for swearing. We're very, very frustrated, and we got to keep working at it.
It's 5. Hey, Dale. He's not sitting down yet. But they're 5 games into the season. 0-3-2 to start off the season. And you see the frustration in his voice. You hear the frustration in his voice. And a lot of times when that happens, I have a feeling you press a little bit more, which is always dangerous moving forward. So it's just interesting here with the difference the 2 football teams here in town, here in Phoenix, are handling it. Even if you go down to Tucson with Brennan, he handles it a third different way down there in Arizona with their loss to Houston this weekend. It's just fascinating to see these different things. And, then I sit down and I see the San Jose coach talking over the weekend and with their starts and all that. It's fascinating case. And how do you get out of this? I don't know. So far, I'd say Kenny Dillingham's structure works a little bit better, to be honest with you. Going into that perspective. So, like I said, this just kind of caught my eye this weekend as something I'm paying attention to as well going into this Monday. It's a busy week around here, of course, right? We got, Cardinals off coming up. Finally, a bye week so we can escape watching these last-second losses coming up. ASU Houston. WWE SmackDown's in town Friday night over at the Mullet. This is that Mullet show. I'm looking forward to go to this coming up as well this weekend on Friday night. So busy week coming our way. Of course, we got Bruce Cooper tomorrow. We've got Coach Sheehan. They got a big victory over Camp Verde. They know their opponent this week in that cross-sectional or whatever they call it there in high school, coming up here this weekend. That kind of sets up for the two-way playoffs and what happens after that. We'll talk about that. But Coach Sheehan joins us on Wednesday. Then, of course, Uncle Lou joins us, usually on Thursdays. This week he's going to join us remotely coming up on Friday. So he will be Friday this week instead of Thursday to kind of preview the week that we have coming up here at the main event. It's going to be a normal, fun week that we are dealing with from that side. Other news and notes here that I wanted to I've questioned this a lot so far this year. Oh, by the way, hopefully your Monday is going well. Don't forget, text us 623-252-6670. You can always hit us up on X as well, at TME Sports Show. We see all of your texts. Appreciate everybody that reaches out to me during the football games when I'm doing it. So somebody goes, man, you live tweet a lot. Well, if I'm watching a game, I need to take notes. I just live tweet them. Then I can go back and watch them as we talk about them. It's just kind of a fun little thing there during games to get thoughts out, et cetera, and whatnot. But the thing that I brought up multiply, what is leading to – now we're getting into coaching firing season in college football. End of October, right? You still have November coming up. But this is about the time frame you start seeing coaches get fired. And we've seen them way early this year, really early. And we're going to see another one coming up in Florida State, by the way. It's coming. It's just a matter of is it today? Is it after Saturday, regardless of how their weekend goes? But we're going to see another coach being fired here in Norvell, the other Norvell, there in Florida State coming up. It's going to happen. It's a matter of when here, right? But now you have, of the coaches, Arkansas, Florida opened up over the weekend, which Napier, I like Napier as a head coach. Florida was not the place for him. Dare I say this, and I'm going to upset some SEC people out there, and that's fine. Not the first time I've done that. You have to be able and you have to be willing to, how should we say it, do some things and then look the other way. How about we phrase it that way? You have to be able to do that stuff in the SEC to be successful, to push the limits, to be to that top side. You have to push the envelope, I guess we could. Let's phrase it that way. You have to push the envelope. As excuse me here, my computer just started talking. Napier's, I think he's a great head coach. I think he's going to have success at his next place he goes to, not in the SEC there, but Florida was just not a place for him, in my opinion. I never thought, even when he took the job, I was like, I don't know about that. But Florida opened up this weekend. Kent State's been opened up all year. That's obviously a lower divisional team, but Oklahoma State obviously fired Mike Gundy. Oregon State came open last weekend. Penn State last weekend as well. Stanford's been open all year. Right, Frank Wright is the head coach there this year. He's just an interim head coach for the year as a stopgap. Virginia Tech opened up early in the season. UCLA opened early in the season. UAB just opened up. That was Trent Dilfer there getting let go. I believe that was last weekend for Trent Dilfer. And then you can add Colorado State, the other Novell, getting let go there at Colorado State. Nobody can seem to win at Colorado State. I saw a big blurb in coaching circles. I'm in a couple coaching, circle rumor. It's not really rumor mills. They don't do rumors, but they get fed information and they kind of put it out there, right? Which I guess I call them those rumors, but they call it information. Colorado State is a high-profile job that a lot of people want. I don't get why. Nobody has ever been able to win there when they get to that side. So that's 11 college football coaching jobs that we have to talk about here. And we're at October 20th. And like I said, another one's coming. Florida State's coming. I'd be shocked if we don't hear today Florida State's coming. But we'll have to wait and see if they do pull the trigger on that large buyout there for him as well. So, it's just odds and ends coming into this Monday show here. And I don't know about you guys, but I woke up this morning and was like, man, I'm done with the Cardinals. Just a crappy organization as a whole. Dale, what are your thoughts? I mean, you're so disgusted. You were just like, I don't want to go on air at the beginning. Let me calm down a little bit. As you're storming up and down the hall, I can see you walking up and down the hallway, storming up and down, just all upset on the Cardinals. Another last-second loss. Have you settled down yet, Dale?
Well, let me tell you a couple things. I had a rough weekend this weekend, Steve. You publicly shamed me for my college picks.
That was Friday.
You met my grandson. The first thing he said when I saw him Saturday morning was, "Papa, that was the guy who said the F-bomb when I saw him when I was younger."
No, he didn't. We all know that. We all know the first thing he said to you Saturday morning. We all know the first thing he said to you. Wrestling at the Mullet Friday night. Pop, pop.
And so I go from, I don't know if I got a college game right, to Steve corrupting my grandson, to then losing my Cowboys bet, that now the Juggernaut Super Bowl preview, to Cardinals losing in the exact same fashion that they have in the last 5 games.
Yeah, rough. How did the flag football game go?
Graham scored his first touchdown.
Oh, see, there you go. It's good news.
Yeah. He meets Steve and scores a touchdown the same week. He was a happy
He sees me
camper.
again. It's been, 3 years since I've seen him, I think.
Yes.
Hey, you don't bring him
well,
around here.
probably 2.5. Whenever.
Yeah, whenever gosh, I think it's been 3 years. Maybe it's only been 2.5. Feels like forever.
Just so people understand, I used to bring Graham, my grandson, back to the radio station. They live about 5 minutes away, and I'd have him on, I think, Mondays.
Yeah.
And he loved our boy James.
Yes.
James loved him.
James is happy today with the Packers winning.
Yeah, James used to always have little cars and
Treats.
treats and whatever.
I had low blood sugar one day, and James was like, "Have some animal crackers." And I was like, "What do you have these for?" He's like, "Oh, it's for Graham when he gets here." And I'm like, "What?"
And they had their own little routine, and my dear, sweet, innocent grandson one time had the misfortune of wandering in, Steve getting ready for his show.
We were going live in like 5 minutes. I was going over stuff, and he was short, and those desks were not.
And Steve blurts out the F word.
I think it was like 4 in a row, folks.
and James and I are like, Graham's standing
I
right
know.
there.
All I hear from the other room was, "Is Graham in there with you?" And I was like, "Is he?" I go, "Hey, buddy," and I fist bumped him. And I was like, "Don't say that word."
You did actually, though, give him, I think, $20
$20.
20
I want him to
bucks.
go get 20 Hot Wheels. I found a way to make it up.
Because every time he came, James always had Hot Wheels for him.
Yeah, and he loved Hot.
And,
He loved Hot Wheels.
Yeah. So anyway,
Well, it was I can't remember. That was a birthday present or a Christmas present or something.
it was one of the two.
And it was please don't tell your mom that I taught you that
It
word.
was a buy off for a 3-year-old.
But like I said, so it was tall desks there. Like I could stand during the show there,
Yeah.
and I often did. So unless you were an adult, you had no idea somebody was walking in that room. You couldn't see that level. You could only see halfway the door down. And he just, and as soon as I said the word Stu, I hear this, "Big Steve," and I was all. Yeah, I saw your daughter, Kendall, was there.
Kendall was there.
Talked to her for the running clock in the fourth quarter. She came up and talked to me.
Okay.
I saw your son-in-law, Alex. I think it was his mom was there.
His mom
Sister?
was there. Yeah, mom
Yeah.
and nephew and
Nephew, yeah.
Yeah.
They were there, and everything. Of course,
contingent.
Brooke was there as
Yeah.
well. My favorite part, Dale, is I show up, and I'm walking in. It was just me this time. Autumn was at Desert Ridge, and boy, have I got an off-camera story for you,
Oh,
Dale.
okay.
With my little Monday soliloquy last week on being better.
Okay. Oh, it couldn't have gotten worse.
Oh man, I don't know if it got worse, but this. Sometimes I forget people listen to what we say. Sometimes I forget that people actually pay attention to this show. First of all, thank you. I just forget it. I'm not one of those egomaniacs that checks the numbers all the time and, oh my God, I'm down 100 people on this Tuesday. Oh my God, people don't like me anymore. I'm not one of those guys. Just. Nobody watched, I would still be here doing it. That's just because this is what I enjoy doing, right? But yeah, remind me to tell you that story. But anyway, so Autumn's there. So I pull up, and I'm walking in, and the bathrooms are so far from the field.
Oh,
And I drink like Gatorades. I drink all this stuff on the way up, and it's like a 45-minute. And then I stopped at Fat Willie's to meet with the Palm, families that go to Fat Willie's before their homecoming there at Desert
hold
Ridge.
on. So are we talking about Friday night or Saturday
Oh,
night?
Friday night.
Before you came to the SCA game.
Yes, I'm a busy man. I'm
Okay,
wanted.
all
I'm
right.
wanted.
I'm just trying to get. I thought, well, maybe did Desert Ridge play Thursday?
No,
or
it's Friday
or
night. No, it's
Saturday?
Friday night. No, I
Okay.
met them at 5.
Okay.
Grabbed some wings and everything. So hi to everybody. Talked to a couple people about the Queen Creek program that were there as well. Got some dirt on that Thursday night coaches fighting escapade. You missed fireworks between the coaches apparently when you weren't there and everything. So I did that, drove across town. So I get there and I'm about to explode. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to use the restroom. So I go in the bathroom and I come out and I'm going to walk down the ramp, to go down to the field, and I'm preparing myself. And the team walks by me and coach says hi. Coach Ian says hi and I hear this, "Steve." I look to my right and it's Brooke. Brooke's like, "Steve." I'm like, "Oh, hey Brooke, how you doing? Your beautiful wife." And then I go, "Kendall." "Oh," I go, "Graham, I haven't seen you since you were this little. You remember me?" And he goes, "Big Steve." Beckett's deathly afraid of me. Because at the radio station, she was a baby, and you never were allowed to be around her by yourself.
You were never allowed to be around her.
So anyway, and then Brooke looks at me and goes, "What are you doing here?" You an SCA fan now?
Yeah. Well, I don't think she watches our show.
No.
She doesn't listen to me at home.
I know.
That's what really is interesting about Autumn, where she tunes into the show. Brooke doesn't know I'm here. She doesn't know I'm on KUPD. She
Yes.
doesn't.
I've never felt so stupid standing there for a second. Like, what am I doing here?
She's not listening on Wednesdays for the Mike Sheehan show.
So I go, Mike. I think I actually said, like, Mike comes on the show. I'm here. It's a good game. So I'm here.
Yeah.
And then I go, Autumn's at a homecoming thing on the other side of town, and so I'm like, why am I justifying my sister? Totally caught me off guard. Totally sent me back. It was kind of funny, inadvertently. It was nothing against her, but yeah, no, that's the thing. As I was walking down, we're all talking and everything, and whatnot, and then it was just hilarious because I went to my seat and they went to theirs and everything, and I was just sitting there like, why did I get all weird about that?
Well, all I know is I'm doing a game. Cactus Shadows, Notre Dame.
Well, really quick before you say that, so as we're walking down, I look at and I go, where's your pop tonight? Because I'm trying to get him to say pop, instead of
Papa.
Papa, and he goes, it's Papa. He literally goes, it's Papa, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna lose that one.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, hey, you watch any wrestling lately? And he goes, no.
Forbidden.
And then I said, before you leave, we need to get a picture.
Oh.
Yep. So at halftime, we took that picture. Yeah.
I'm doing this game. I'm up in Cave Creek. I had my own travails trying to get into the stadium. And all of a sudden, boom, I see a picture of Steve and Grant. Threw me off my game for a few minutes. Yeah, I wouldn't even have gotten that picture. Nobody sent it to me. I had to get it from you. Oh, awesome. Oh, did I send it to you?
Yeah, you sent it to me.
Okay.
Yeah. And he goes, don't corrupt my grandson.
Yes.
And I was and you're coming to wrestling with us Friday night at the Mullet, Dale.
And when I saw Graham Center, because we have them over the weekend.
Yeah, you had them all weekend, yeah.
Yeah, and I said, so you really like wrestling? He goes, no, Pop, I don't like wrestling.
First of all, he didn't. He didn't. But yeah, he didn't. Actually, he had no idea what wrestling I was talking about.
See?
What kind of parent are you, Scotty? Let's start with that. Let's call Scott out right now. What kind of parent are you?
Doesn't take his 5-year-old to fake wrestling.
Yeah, you take him to fake football games.
Oh, no, we're not back to that. It wasn't fake on Saturday in Tempe, I know that.
Oh,
to you.
bull crap.
Huh?
Bull crap. Those refs. Oh my God. Jordan, one of the best receivers in the country, can't get a call when his jersey's yanked
It was a
70
slight,
yards
it was
backwards.
A slight,
like 4 times. I swear to God, I was like, his jersey's back at the line of scrimmage. It stretched 40 yards down the field. What is happening right now? I know all the Texas Tech fans are complaining about the roughing the passer play, which, by the way, it's a roughing the passer call, folks. that's textbook there. But they ignore all the missed ones that the refs had from that side. So, yeah, so that was Friday night. SCA ended up they struggled early. Penalties are less penalties, but same types of penalties again that kind of affecting them, holding, that type of stuff.
Defensive holding, offensive
on both. Yeah, on both. Just mental mistakes there. They jump off. I talked to Mike about this after they jump a lot. And Mike, I go, man, your team jumps a lot. And he goes, we blitz a lot. I was like, I don't think that correlates.
Okay, so you're saying defensive offside.
But it was there was some offensive. Same thing again. It wasn't as egregious as it was against Phoenix Christian, but it's just mental stuff, and he kept the starters in the whole game in this one, and it was a big enough lead and a safe enough lead that they could have pulled them out. So here's the answer we got. 'Cause my question was going into this game, and one reason I went up there was, you have the rankings. I have no doubt Veritas ended up beating Phoenix Christian.
Yep.
So, that was how that worked out. But there is a big drop off between 1, 2, 3, maybe 4, And I'm going to put Santan up there as well, even though they're ranked a little bit lower right now. I'm going to put Santan up there as well. Santan's probably going to be competitive also going into this. But there's a big drop-off from that to the next tier.
Yeah.
And Camp Verde was ranked 5, and their line was huge. Camp Verde was missing the speed, to be honest with you. I had to guess. If I had to guess the big difference between the two, just SCA would get into that open field, Everett and Dickerson, and they would get into open field, and it was just like, see you later.
Right.
They just couldn't keep up with them. From that side. So it's not a knock on Camp Verde. Don't be like, you're knocking Camp Verde. I'm really not. It was it's just they're the next tier down, I would say. They're right there. It's just they were lacking. Actually, right now I just pulled it up, and the first highlight is number 2. I think that's Dom Dickerson.
Yes.
Caught a ball and just like 5 yards from the line of scrimmage, caught it, stiff armed the guy in the helmet, and then just gone. See you later. And like everybody else was trying so hard to catch him,
Well, see, and what's great about that is he's a guy that 5 years ago wouldn't have played football.
Yeah, the basketball guy, right?
He's a basketball player. Yeah. And the coach would have said, if you're not playing fall ball, then you're not going to get a scholarship at SCA. And I've been there for 25 years.
Is that a real thing?
There's been 2 guys who've gotten Division I scholarship. Well, one was maybe the best basketball player I've ever seen come out of Arizona. I'd put him up against Bibby.
Really?
And those kind of guys. He's about a 6'7", 6'8" kid named Kevin Coble, who could hit threes and could dunk. Went to Northwestern, was a Big Ten Rookie of the Year, or Freshman of the Year, whatever they call it. Had a couple really good years, and injuries got him. But at the 2A level, you got a Big Ten kid.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yes,
that's huge.
And you'd never ask him to play football. There's one other kid, about 6'7".
A kid like that wouldn't play football.
No, you wouldn't even.
Yeah.
You wouldn't even ask him. No, you go do your.
That would be like Koa Pete. Hey, Koa, come out for the football team.
But if you're 5'10", 5'11", and this Dom kid, it's been fantastic to hear all the stories.
Yeah, and he's just explosive when you get get the ball in his hands. It's like kind of like a Dortch in my eyes. Just get him the ball in his hands and let him do his stuff out there.
But they get the ball in his hands more than Dortch. Right?
Yeah, they do actually. I will give Ty and Coach Sheehan some credit here, the offensive coordinator, some credit here. They put the ball in their playmakers' hands. Cardinals, I'm going to send you some game tape. Actually, hit up your high school coach of the week last week and ask him for some game tape on how to offensive play call out there. 49-14 win for them. Guys. So now they get we were scoreboard watching in the crowd at least. ALA, their Arizona Lutheran Academy, beat Parker.
So they saved about 3 hours on their bus ride.
I think everybody sighed a sigh of relief after that. It's going to be a tough game. I mean, they run that wing T. Now, the nice thing is you just played Phoenix Christian.
Right.
I thought, although last time I saw Arizona Lutheran was a couple years ago in the playoffs, before your run to the first championship. And that was just a close, tight game. And then all it came down to was eventually SCA threw over the top, scored a touchdown, and that was like end of game, right? Type of a situation. Other than that, it was just this battle. Phoenix Christian, I think runs a softer version of the wing, at least what I saw 2 years ago. Now, I don't know about this year.
Right.
So it's going to be more physical, more powerful this weekend, I think, against Lutheran Academy there. But then after that, then you go into playoff mode.
Yeah.
It's playoff mode after that.
So, but I haven't seen Parker play. I don't know how good they are.
I have no idea. Yeah. It was a close game.
Yeah.
Against Lutheran, and they would have won that game. They won the region. So,
right.
Yeah. By the way, I got to give props to the AIA. There was a lot of, even Phoenix Christian and Veritas. There's a lot of good games on the schedule for the last week of the season.
Right.
And the number 1 and number 2 team, for instance, in a region battling it out. That's fantastic that they worked it out that way. Tell me it's not rigged, Dale. That they planned it that way. Just kidding.
Well, that was their plan: 1 versus 1, 2 versus 2, and all that.
Well, for this week, that is. I'm talking about the last game. You know, you had Phoenix Christian,
Oh.
Veritas playing each other. They were 2 and 3 in the rankings. Parker, ALA there, Lutheran Academy battling out. Winner there wins the region.
Right.
And then same, obviously, thing up in Scottsdale. So in all seriousness, that was really nice that it worked out that way.
Yeah.
And it was kind of fun to watch them all from that scenario. It got chilly out there on the turf on Tatum. You know what's funny about that? I was thinking about this. I got home Friday night at like 11:30 or whatever, and I was like, I don't think I heard him say turf on Tatum at all. Because the week before, it's like every time I wouldn't hear anything that was being said.
Except for Turf on Tatum.
And then I'd hear turf on Tatum.
Well, maybe you're distracted by Graham and the Hellas Stray Clan. And
Well, the first half, they were down sitting by themselves, having fun and everything and whatnot. And I was up doing my notes and charting the game, whatever. And then I kind of lost interest in that in the second half. So Kendall came up and talked to me for a little bit.
when have you met Kendall?
At the football games. Dude,
I try to keep my family away from you, Steve.
hey, well, you're not doing a good enough job because they came up to me. I want to be clear about that. Even Brooke, she goes, Steve, what are you doing here?
Why is he on the sidelines with an SCA shirt? I said, well, because he begged for it last year, got mad at
I
me.
didn't beg. I go down and talk to Mike's dad, the statistician there, and then Mike's mom always comes over and gives me a big hug.
Yeah.
It's not my fault I'm likable, Dale. Let's be clear about this. Not my fault I'm likable.
So you had Friday night SCA, Saturday afternoon ASU. What time did you get home from the ASU game?
6, I think, 5:36.
Were you sleeping by 7?
Maybe. 1 o'clock games, man, they mess up your whole day. You don't have a ton of time in the morning.
No.
Especially when it's sold out. We had to leave by like 11 or so, 10:30, 11. And then afterwards, unless you're staying down in the Tempe area, we drive home. And we had to get everybody home because they had to go to a dinner thing with the other parent and whatnot. So we had to get home and deal with that. And it was just like, then you're just worn out and tired. No, I stayed up.
Stayed downtown and celebrated.
I watched the BYU. No, I get out of there so quick. It's the BYU Utah game is what I stayed up. I watched that one.
Another one I lost.
Oh, did you want to bring that up again? Well, before we do that, how was your game up there in Cave Creek? Was it the blowout we thought it was going to be? Everybody. thought it was
You know what? Cave Creek, Cactus Shadows, keep an eye on them. Really, really talented.
both of them, or Cactus Shadows specifically?
Well, it's Cave Creek, Cactus
Yes.
Shadows, and then Notre Dame Prep.
Notre Dame Prep. Notre Dame Prep's not good this year.
They're very average.
3A.
They're 5A.
Oh, it's because they don't have enough bulbs on their screen. That's what Mike said last week. He actually knew the bulbs that they had on their.
That's right. SC has more bulbs.
Yeah. He goes, Notre Dame Prep has this many bulbs. We have this many. It was like, what?
No, that Cactus Shadows team has 2 or 3 really, really good football players, defensive tackle.
Yeah. I didn't know they were Cave Creek Cactus Shadows.
Yeah,
Like we were always Mesa Dobson. It's like, is there another Dobson we have to call? ourselves
Scottsdale.
Mesa?
Well, I guess you could understand Scottsdale Saguaro because there is a Tucson Saguaro,
yeah,
but
that
it's
we have
spelled
to be
differently.
different. Yeah.
But anyway, a pretty competitive game for a while, and Cactus Shadows, they have a dynamic quarterback.
I've heard good things about it.
Dom.
Don't ask me his name.
Dixon.
I didn't do the game.
Dixon is his last name. 4-year starter. Just can throw the ball, can run the ball. They have him, a defensive tackle, who's absolutely tremendous. I didn't pick up till about middle of the second quarter. I'm like, I think his hero is Watt, not TJ, but who's the one that was here? JJ Watt. Big old elbow brace.
Yeah.
Wore 99.
Yeah, it's got to be.
You had a couple other things. I'm like, he looks like JJ Watt out there, and he played like JJ Watt. Tremendous football player, but pretty competitive game. There were probably 35 penalties.
No. That was that SCA game the week before. Where it was
And
that's like almost every, like 3 or 4 every 3 downs, man.
Yeah, and it's like we're sitting there, and I glance
Well,
at
2
the
or 3.
clock, and I'm like, I've got to get over and help Brooke with the kids early in the morning. It's like, it's 10 o'clock, and we're just starting the fourth quarter.
Oh man.
I'm like, oh my goodness gracious! We didn't get out of there till 11ish.
Yeah, we got that running clock.
Yeah.
That fourth quarter, man. You blink, and that fourth quarter is over with that running clock.
When it's
you
not
know?
a competitive game, I hate those ones that hang it around a 28-point
Well,
game.
that's what happened. It was like right before halftime. I think they scored. They scored at some point, and the running clock was out of play. And I was like, oh. And then Then SCA went down and scored. I was like, ah.
There's nothing worse than you get to a running clock. Again, we're talking about a non-competitive game.
Yeah. This is.
Get to a running clock, and then somebody slips or kickoffs returns. Like, no.
Yeah, just like getting out. Especially as I noticed that too. The later it gets.
Yeah.
It's like you look at your watch. It's like 9:45, and you're like, all right, let's. You know.
You should not still be broadcasting a high school game at 10:45.
No, especially when you got an hour drive afterwards, right? What's the easiest way to get down there? What?
Well, from Moon Valley, I just went to Cave Creek all the way up.
Oh, then you take Cave Creek all the way up.
Cave Creek all the way up to Carefree
I was thinking like
Highway.
Hayden or something.
But my maps took me through a neighborhood. I'm going over speed bumps, and I'm like, "What? Come on, maps!"
Because if you go with I-17, you're going too far over. Then you
Yes.
cut all the way back, and all those side roads. Yeah, Desert Ridge lost. Homecoming. Normally you schedule an easy team for homecoming. Dale.
Yeah.
Turns out you're the easy team.
I mean, sometimes you're also in a league or a region where there are no easy
yeah,
teams.
no. They played Corona del Sol. And I actually
You told me they were going to beat
Well,
them.
that's what I said. I said, even at dinner, I was like, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I said, this should be a competitive game tonight. I got a text. I think I was just sitting down at SCA.
Right.
And it was like, we're already down 14-0. So I don't know what happened because obviously I wasn't paying attention to it. But, yeah, 44-0 there for Corona over Desert Ridge there for homecoming. So hopefully they had fun at homecoming still. That's the key.
I'm going to tell my story real quick, then you can take us where you want. So my daughters went to SCA from kindergarten on. Mm-hmm. And for some reason, they asked me to be on the board at some point. I guess they always had a sports guy on the board. And
They picked you?
and I none of it makes sense. I
That
don't
means
know why.
that means all the basketball people turned him down.
I don't know why, whatever. They sent me the questionnaire, and like the 5th question is list your attributes, and it's like a half a line and another line and a single space, and all I wrote was, you didn't leave me enough room. And filled out all the rest, and I showed it to Brooke, and she goes, "You're not sending this in." I said, "If they don't have sense of humor, I don't want you to be part of them anyway."
They said, what are your attributes?
Yeah.
And you go, it's size 13. And
Yeah,
my boots are size 13.
Size 13,
And
I
I
had
don't
that.
like that brand attribute.
So I had that in 7th grade. Size 15, Steve.
Well,
But anyway.
I'm glad I don't know your shoe size.
But by the way, they chose me to be on the board. We're having our first meeting in October for the new school year. You serve a 5-year term. The meeting was on Monday. Well, you've been on your damn homeowner association thing for 92 years.
Only 2-year terms.
And but you keep wanting more. And so anyway, it's on Monday. Friday is homecoming. The athletic director is our basketball coach, who's also the announcer, who's the
Yes,
turf
that's
on
right.
Tatum. A lot of other things.
Well, back
that
then it
go-
was the grass on Tatum.
a lot of other things that went on with him. Athletic director is the guy who comes up with the schedule in conjunction with that coach.
Yes.
That particular Friday night, homecoming. Back then, 42-0 or 42-point lead. Game stops.
Oh, they didn't have a
It
running clock.
stops.
They just ended the game.
It ends. Pick up the ball, go home.
Wow.
It's 35-0 with a minute left in the first half. They're inside the 5-yard
And
line.
you're down, obviously.
Yes, they're inside the 5-yard line. The other coach was kind enough.
Who went and talked to him?
He must have noticed the floats waiting out there or whatever. He took 2 knees so we could have so they could have halftime.
Could you imagine if they scored and just everybody gets up
Game's
and goes,
over.
gets up and goes home?
And so I show up for this meeting on Monday, and we go around. There's probably four new people every year. I don't know. There's probably 15 people on the board, and they go around and
lots of
introduce
cooks in the
yourself.
kitchen.
And what's your focus, or what do you hope to accomplish being on the board? Everybody's going around.
Yeah.
I'm sitting over whatever, and they get to me. And
It gets to everybody else is like, well, we need better books in
Yeah.
our science classes.
Yeah,
We
we
need
need to
more
pump up our
beakers."
English program, or we had to have more levels of math. And gets to me, and I said, my name's Dale Hellestray, and I don't know what I'm doing here, but the one thing I will accomplish in my 5-year term is that we will win homecoming. And I don't care if we have to play the Arizona School for the Deaf and Blind in August. We win homecoming. Thank you.
Did you get a clap? Did they clap?
Did
somebody go?
It's like, oh, there's a football game
Yeah,
Friday
exactly.
night.
Exactly. We thought that was the soccer field that we have more success at. Yeah, just homecoming. It's always disappointing. It puts a damper on the festivities.
Yes, it does.
If you
And that
struggle
was
with
interesting.
homecoming.
It's homecoming at Cactus Shadows,
Really? Yeah, and then Queen Creek's homecoming's this week.
and so it's like you're sitting there watching it, and the defensive that number 99.
Yeah, they don't go into halftime.
No, they went at halftime. They came out, and he was announced the king with whoever won the queen, and one other football player was one of the top 3.
It's like JJ Watt just get everything.
And then what they do is they bring out these golf carts. They didn't actually have floats. They have the golf carts decorated. And they take them on a lap. The teams are out warming up. He's going around.
He's in his
other side.
uniform, all
And I'm
sweaty.
And I'm looking. I'm like, it's down to, okay, the horn sounds to start the second half. And he's on the other side of the field in a golf cart. I think at some point you just say, you know what? I'm not taking
done.
the ride. But anyway.
He's milking that, man.
I would. I guess I would.
Yeah, stop the game for me, man.
Yeah.
Stop the game for
I'm
me.
gonna jog right across the middle of the field, and there's our king.
You get a flag because you're offsides as the kickoff's coming, and you're running with the other team, getting back on the field.
There's our king.
Yeah, it's homecoming. I know, like SCA had it way early this year.
Yeah.
And I'm thrown off by that too, because I mean, Queen Creek had their senior day, like their first home game was senior day, and it's just like,
Really?
well, it's
Okay.
because they were dedicating the turf on Ocotillo over there to the seniors and everything because this is their first year on the turf.
Okay.
Yeah, as well from that perspective. So yeah, so it's fun. So look, we're getting closer to high school playoffs, getting closer to ASU dominating the Big 12 again, Dale. What a game that was! That was fun.
That'd be exciting to be
I've
there.
never had so much fun at a football game. I can't remember the last time I had so much fun with the football game.
Really?
Seriously. And I see a lot of football games, and I am jaded beyond jaded belief.
You are. You
Yeah.
kind of go into these games hoping for something to go wrong that you can bitch about.
Well, and there's plenty. Look, ASU is an imperfect team.
Yeah.
And while you were marching around outside there all angry and everything, I brought it up and I talked about it where I was like, there's just the difference between ASU's coaching staff is handling the problems and they're winning, and Jonathan Gannon and his coaching staff are handling the problems and they're losing is just amazing dichotomy between these two programs coming into it.
And you get to see them back to back.
It's brutal. Brutal.
Now, the only, and I'm not going to tarnish it because you play who you play and you win every game that you can. I didn't see the whole game.
That was the first test that Texas Tech had. Yeah, they went to Utah and they dominated Utah absolutely.
But what
But-
would the difference have been
That's what I wonder.
with their starting quarterback?
That's what I wonder because they were held to field goals. But I don't know though, man. That ASU defense. I didn't even. Who was that ASU defense?
It was
out
flying
there?
around. I do know that. It was flying around.
I mean, they were hitting hard. They were like filling the gaps.
Now, let me tell you something that I was thinking.
Receivers for them were afraid to catch the ball at the end of the game. A couple of them got laid out and hurt. Unfortunately, one got carted off. But they were catching the ball and getting just lambasted. And it was just like, where's this defense
Let me
been all
tell you
year?
this: it's a double-edged sword for ASU because it happened with us in Dallas. Jimmy worked our tails off through training camp. We hit Wednesdays and Thursdays most all the season, blah, blah, and then we win the Super Bowl. Oh, that's the way we do it.
Yeah, that's
I
the
know
new
last
standard.
week there was a special emphasis on physicality defensively.
It ain't going away,
And the
according to
defense
Dillingham.
played lights out.
Yeah.
It's like a double-edged sword. Now it's like, oh, we got to practice like this every week.
We only got one clip, and we'll get into ASU. We're going to do Cardinals first here at top of the hour. But the interesting thing about that is every player that came up into the press conference afterwards, they said, what do you attribute today's win to? And they all went, this week with coach and everything.
Really?
Yeah. Hold on, Miller. Hey, thanks, Chris. I was wondering if somebody would do it. Sorry. I have to thank somebody for doing something. It's funny, man. So we had a door open to a hallway.
I forgot to close
No, that's
it.
right. But normally, like, I don't care. I'm like, because, we broadcast this out. People are watching us right now, and people watch us later. It doesn't bother me. But dear God, if I see somebody come by and stop and look in with the door open, I get all self-conscious. Like, what am I saying?
You're like a circus animal.
So I'm glad that door got shut. Finally, from that side. But it is amazing that you bring that up. But every player after that game said, this week's of practice is what set us up for this win today.
Right.
And that's an amazing thing, which goes to show you. It's like you say this to parents all the time. Your kids want to be parented, right? They want to be
Disciplined. They want to have discipline,
yes.
yep.
They want to know the rules, and if they step out of line, they know what's coming and stuff to that. No, don't take it too far, but everybody wants that in their life, and stuff. And I think that proves it at that point. And we saw that in this. I was thinking about that comparison. Cliff Kingsbury, remember? He was too nice on the players and the Cardinals side. To the point where that they just didn't, they just ran over him a lot, and that's what ended up losing his job and stuff to that effect, partly because of that reason, because they couldn't win. I don't know. It's interesting to see how it goes. Now, I agree with you. You're into week 2 or week 3 of that on a Tuesday, Wednesday. Are you eventually going to break down? That's kind of what you got to think about now. But I think they were doing it all last year. They were practicing hard last year, so we'll have that coming up for you. Here, but commercial-free first hour. Dale, I don't know how excited you are because it's going to be all football in the next hour.
Oh.
Game 7 tonight. You pick Seattle. I pick Toronto. Are you excited for Game 7 tonight?
I don't even care if you like the sport.
Game 7s.
Game 7s, the excitement, the thrill, the do or die-ness, all that comes into play.
Every pitch matters from the beginning.
Yeah, and if you're thing I always think about, and for some reason I think for me, even though basketball's my first love, football obviously you don't play a series.
Yes.
Baseball was it, to where it'd be, you're out there practicing or whatever. Oh, this is Game 7, bottom of the 9th. It's a tie game.
Yes.
I'm either the pitcher, I got to strike him out, and the hitter got to get a hit.
Well, the Diamondbacks World Series is even at a higher level because Game 7.
Yes.
And Gonzalez
If that
dropping
had
that.
been Game 5.
Yeah, you'd still be excited they won it, but it
Yes.
wouldn't be the lore that it is now. But even take it a step farther back, when they were in New York and the Yankees were winning those games off of Byung-Hyun Kim, right, late in the game.
Yep.
Like that whole series on that. No, it's a whole nother thing here coming up. Now the question is, and this series has been fun, right? Suarez hit that grand slam in game 5? Game 6? Game 6? I get all confused now on what happened. But Suarez hit the grand slam. They win that game, and then Toronto, of course, wins yesterday to force the Game 7. Like this has just been a back and forth series, and you got to enjoy it because they're playing the Dodgers, who have a week and a half of rest to set all their team up, lineups, and everything coming up here for the Dodgers. But it's going to be fun tonight. Shane Bieber and George Kirby on the mound for Seattle tonight. I will say this. I do think I did pick Toronto to win this series. Hesitantly, I want to see Seattle do it. I do think Toronto has a better chance against the Dodgers than Seattle does. I don't care who wins this necessarily. I just want to see a good game tonight. But I do think Toronto has a better shot against the Dodgers than Seattle does. By the way, I give them both very slim odds to beat the Dodgers on top.
Yeah,
of
but it's a fact of do you move on and get there. Hey, what I always hope for in Game 7 is that it's not one of those blowouts.
It's 10-0 in the first.
Because, I mean, you look at these scores, 6-2,
Yeah.
8-2.
Yeah, but some of those were broken open late.
10-3.
Yeah.
There hasn't been a 5-4 bottom of the ninth.
No, but I mean,
walk-off hit.
Suarez's grand slam was late in the game to take the lead, so it was a competitive game up until he did that.
I'm just hoping. I'd
Yeah.
love to see a 5-4.
I want to see a ninth inning, 2 men on, 1 out, down by 1.
Top of the ninth, Seattle is a 3-run dinger.
I do want to see Seattle do it. I think it's great when teams that have never been there before get there. I think that's a fantastic story.
No,
So I do want to see that. It's just not going to end well for
NBC's not.
him. You think they want a Toronto
Or
Dodgers?
I guess Fox.
Fox, yeah. Do you think they want a Toronto?
I think that they say as long as the Dodgers
long as
are
they
there, because obviously the Canada TV ratings don't count.
Yeah, it's a weird deal.
Yeah.
I know. But on the same side, yeah, along the Dodgers there. But here's the problem that they're running into is it's going to be a 4. Are they sending emails now? This better be a 6-game series for a $7 billion deal that we got with you, Major League Baseball.
I did not see that.
No, well, of course they're not going to make that public. But I'm excited. Game 7 tonight. It's going to be fun compared to 2 Monday Night Football games, Dale. That overlap.
I thought we said this year there's going to be one doubleheader on Monday.
There's more of them this year than there ever has been. I guess it starts next year. There'll be none of them coming up. But, yeah. The first game, at least, is good. 4 p.m., Buccaneers-Lions tonight. That'll be a fun one to watch.
Should be.
Texans Seahawks, not as interested in, but, see what the Seahawks can do coming up. So when we come back, we got Dale in a good mood, guys. That's all that first hour was getting Dale in a good mood. He's pacing the hallway, all angry before the show because of his weekend and just how disastrous it was out there. Got him in a good mood. So now let's talk Cardinals. Get him back in that bad mood again.
But what I want to know, and I was going to text you yesterday, if I know you're so focused on the game, you don't even look at your phone, except for the tweet. Were the Cardinals actually using silent count?
They were. The right side of the line there would stand up, look back, look over, and then he wouldn't tap the center, but he would do something, and then the center would
put
snap.
his arm out.
He'd do something, and then the ball would be snapped. Yes. Green Bay crowd wasn't that loud till the end of the game, actually. So that was nice. Come on back, folks. Main event. And we're back here. Main event, second hour. First hour just flew by.
Yeah, especially when you only do 35 minutes of it.
Well, Don't come in all pissed off
Yeah,
next time.
but your mood brightened when I came in. I saw you as I was coming into the studio here, and you were not smiling. You were not happy. But you can't tell me seeing Graham Tate doesn't put a smile on your
Oh
face.
no, he's just an absolute gem. It was funny though because Kendall, like, I got the picture with him at halftime, and Kendall's like, "Hey Beckett, get in get with him." She goes, "No," and, like, walks away, and I was I'm used to girls giving me that look.
So great. It started young, didn't it, Steve? It started young.
And continues.
But Graham nowadays just calls her boss lady. Like, she'll say, Graham, I want you to do this, Kay. I need you to do this, Kay. Not even like, hey, what do you think? And Graham will now just go, okay, boss lady, and then just go do his own thing.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
Oh,
No,
man.
he's great. At one point, though, I did hear him because they were sitting, it's just like 5 rows, and then at the top where I was sitting.
Right.
And then I did hear him at one point. He was like cheering and doing all that stuff. Like he was the only one cheering and doing stuff. And at one point, he's like, "Am I allowed to cheer?" And I was all, "That's right, kid. Yeah, you're allowed to cheer.
You do what you want to do.
Take these sticks in the muds up here in the stands and show them what's up, right?" But no, it was great to see him again. I haven't seen him in a few years and all that. So
We'll try and keep it to once every 3 years.
well, first of all, thank you. Second of all, it's always great to run into the Hellas Trace.
All right.
Of course, got to give the shout out to, of course, Mama and Daddy, Dad, Sheehan as well.
Yeah.
Fantastic people. He does a great
You
job.
told
with
me
the
you
stats.
don't like him, and you say the stats come out too slow.
Why do you do that?
Huh?
Hey, no, I don't like him because he was a cop.
Wow. You didn't
Just
hear.
kidding.
Hey, one thing is you didn't hear of any crime in Kingman back when he was a sheriff.
I'm just kidding. He knows I'm kidding around. But no, it's funny. We actually talked about that because I was like, you might have to go to Parker again.
Yeah.
I didn't realize Parker was in that same county as Kingman, so he's very familiar with that area.
Okay.
Obviously, because they voted for him, and he was a sheriff up there. In case you guys don't know, but no, fantastic people, just good people all around that program. Yeah. It's even more so now this year. I don't know what changed, but there's even more so this year.
I knew that was coming.
Cardinals, where do you want to start? You want to talk about they don't know how to win? This is the third year, a veteran-laden group for the most part. There's some young guys on this team, and they don't know how to win a game. Does that start? Here's my question for you, since you played in the NFL. Let's start with the broad picture of it. They go into these fourth quarters with a lead, and they can't close it out. Offensively or defensively, they can't close it out at all. And does that come down to coaching? Does that come down to players?
99.9% of its players. And
Really?
And you have to figure out a way to win once. And again, I'm going back to my
And then it breaks open.
playing days and my 4th year in Buffalo. We went from 2-14 to whatever, 6 and
You got
10,
better. You got better
whatever.
every year. Yeah.
Coming into that 4th year, nobody thought we were playing in the AFC Championship game at the end of the year. Came in that 4th year, first game. Again, losing. We've been losing.
Yeah.
Kelly makes a great pass to Andre Reed, score a touchdown, win by whatever, 4 points.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden it's like, well, we can do this. And it was the same play call that we've called before.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, the pass just wasn't thrown right where it should be, or the catch wasn't made, or he didn't
Defense made
make
a
one
play.
person miss.
Yeah. Defense made a play.
And then all of a sudden it's like, okay, but we probably I think we started off 4-0, and of the 4 games, I think they were all one-score games.
Okay.
And we won all 4. Whereas the previous 3 years,
Yeah.
we'd have lost all 4, but you got to win that first one.
So here's my question. Cardinals used to win one-score games last year. What's changed? It's same group. Last year they were winning one-score games. This year, not so much.
My initial thought process goes to After the first or second one, it's all up here.
Well, that's what I'm wondering.
Because
You're putting more pressure on
and let me
yourself.
because this just under my mind.
Yeah.
First 3 years, we'd have a lead in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Instead of sitting on the sidelines going or playing, going, who's going to make the play to win the game?
Yeah.
Who's going to make the play to salt out the clock? Who's going to make the? You'd sit there or be playing, going, who's going to screw this up?
But here's my other issue with that, and this is why I'm questioning it. They couldn't win in the fourth quarter with Kyler Murray, and they can't do it with Jacoby Brissett. So you've changed some things. Then you added Will Hernandez to the line, which as that game went on, the offensive line got progressively worse and worse and worse as it went on. We'll talk about that in a minute. But it's not like it's the same team. They've made changes and stuff to that effect. But at the same time, you're not setting your team up for success when you go for it on 4th and 2 at your 48.
Like that.
And you do a quarterback sneak 2 yards out when Green Bay lines up every big fat dude they got right in the middle of the field so you can't run the ball. That's coaching. That ain't players. That's setting your players up to fail in that moment. And then you're setting your defense up to fail by not converting it. You've set your whole team up to – that's just that play.
No.
That's just that play. I can go on to 7 other plays that they
No.
did to set up their players to fail.
No. There might be 6 or 7 others that you can kind of point to.
Well, that's the big one.
But that one right there,
Mm-hmm.
you said it. I've heard you say it. You love playing aggressive. But that's a play where
You can't.
you say, I had the quarterback sneak, but we also got a sweep, or we got
Yes.
a rollout. We
I
got
don't
something.
know. Pin them deep.
Or if you're the quarterback, timeout.
Well, yeah. Do you want to know what you want to know the what makes it even worse? That play call is you saw the Packers drive down the field late in the game to take the lead.
Yeah.
And they had to go for it on
Yes,
4th and
they
2 or
did.
3. And what play did they call, Dale? Over the top.
And I'm not necessarily advocating for over the top.
No.
But I'm advocating for not a quarterback sneak on 4th and 2.
2 yards out.
4th and 6 inches?
Yeah, that's different. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
4th and 2?
Yeah, at your 48.
And you're not the Philadelphia Eagles?
That's why I'm pointing to that. Obviously, that was the big play that kind of. And then once Green Bay went down and scored, you went, no, now they got momentum. Here we go again, right? Going forward from that. It's just, I believe it's mental, but I also don't think the coaching staff's helping the team at all.
No.
I think in this case, it's a both situation where the team's like, oh, here we go again.
But see, here's the thing. Here's the thing about 4th down calls. If they work, hey, great, savvy.
You're
hey,
1,000%.
whatever. And if it doesn't work, you're a dumbass.
If Green Bay doesn't convert that 4th down,
Yes.
the game's over.
Yeah,
and everybody's
it's-
going, what are you doing, you idiot? You could have tied it up on the field goal.
And you could have thrown a 5-yard pass to your tight end.
Yes.
But at that point in the game, at that field position, with that play call,
Just the scenario of the game.
all those things, it's like that. It made absolutely zero sense.
If you punt to them and your defense gives up an 80-yard scoring touchdown, and they drive down the field, then you just lost.
Yes,
But you gave them the ball and the
in
opportunity.
midfield.
And by the way, their guy had already kicked a 61-yarder in this game. And a guy just off the street, shows up. There's going to be a substitute teacher. And he shows up and kicks a 61-yarder at the end of the half. Because you can't end a half. You can't end 7 seconds without giving up a field goal on your defensive side of the ball. That came to loom large at the end of the game, didn't it? When you have to score a touchdown instead of just a field goal because you gave up 7-second field goal at the end of the half. It's just this coaching staff is just not doing it for me, man. They're just awful from that side. So, yes, I agree with you. It's meant, especially now that we're on, 4 in a row? 5 in a row?
Well, it's 5 losses.
Well,
Have
yeah,
they
but-
all been by one score?
Yeah, they've all been by 1 score at the end. Yeah, you're right. So, but 3 now where the Cardinals had a 7-point lead. They're the first team ever to do that. 3 losses with going into the fourth quarter with a 7 or more point lead going into it as well. So it's just going to compound it. Now you have a bye week. You can say all you want, we're going to overcome this. We're going to overcome this. Until you do it, chances are you're going to continue to do this stuff out there. from that side of things, and it's just I just don't get. I don't know if it's whatever's happening on the offensive side is now propagating to the defensive side, and the defense can't. They were playing really good defense. And then something happens where the other team just does their job and goes down and scores on you at the end of the game. And they can't stop them to save their lives. You saw at the end of the first half, 7 seconds, Dale. Long pass, 61-yard field goal. Boom. What?
Yeah.
People forget about that because of the way the game ended.
Yeah.
But holy heck, man. How do you not... Most teams will take a knee in that scenario. Every team's going to be going for that now because they know they can go down and kick
You
it.
kick a 60-yard field goal.
It's
Well,
what is happening?
I go back, and it's crazy because I use more Jimmy Johnson isms than I ever thought I would.
Yeah, because you're getting older. You're like your dad. You're like, I'm never going to be like my parents.
Yeah. Hey, you're just like your dad. Come on. But he used to always hammer into us. Take care of the little things.
Yeah.
Take care of the little things. The big things will take care of themselves.
It's just
7 seconds left.
Yeah.
You get into the locker room. You don't give up a field goal.
Yeah. You don't go into a prevent defense and give up. I don't even know how long that pass was, but it was long enough you could kick a 61-yarder. It just, to me, it feels like, dare I say that 4 plays, 32 yards, and 7 seconds for that field goal there to make it 12, which at the time, it's innocuous. But boy, did that loom large because the Cardinals were in field goal position, folks, to kick a field goal to tie it up if they didn't give up that 3.
Yeah.
From that perspective. So it was a 22-yard pass is what they gave up, which means you're like in this prevent defense. Oh, we just gotta keep them in front of us. Here's my issue. That play, end of the game, that 4th down play, that tells me either coaching staff is pressing, because you can't tell me that, like Jonathan Gann goes, I'll never overrule when you need to start overruling your offense coordinator. If you didn't overrule him in that position, in that 4th down play, and number one. And number two, because you can't tell me he has the carte blanche to go, I'm going for it on 4th down, coach. And coach goes, I don't know why you're checking with me. You're the offense coordinator.
Well, first of all,
and then the play call on top of it.
The chain of command, number one, it's Gannon's call to go for it on 4th down. So next, it's the offensive coordinator's play call.
But I guarantee you, Gannon's like, what play are you thinking?
You're saying, what play are you calling? But then, again, because it's happened even down to the little level with me at SCA.
Mm-hmm.
No, we're not running that play.
Yeah.
That play's not going to work. We're going to run a play that we are good at.
4th and 2, and it's a quarterback sneak when their whole defensive line is stacked up there waiting for you to run it. They were expecting a running back. That would have been stuffed, by the way.
Yeah.
And then you have a non-athletic quarterback back there on top of it. 4th and do you know how far 2 yards is when the other team is actively trying to keep you from getting there?
And last thing I've never heard about Jacoby Brissett is that he squats 700 pounds like the Philadelphia quarterback.
Like Jalen Hurts?
Yeah.
I mean, that wasn't him. He went to the left, and it looked like he had a hole there for a second. And then Green Bay was like, oh, I'm sorry. We meant to be standing here. We're going to shut you down immediately. It's just agree. The coaching staff made errors yesterday. You know who makes errors like that in play calling and pressure and stuff like that? Coaches that are about to get fired.
Well, when I walked in, I heard you talking about
the college ones.
Seriously, it's like an epidemic.
And Florida State's coming. I don't know. I would be shocked if it's not today.
I thought I saw on Twitter that it was.
No, that was at Colorado State. His brother got fired at Colorado State.
Oh.
Jay got fired at Colorado. I know. Can you imagine how proud of you as a parent? Both kids getting fired in the same week. No. So the rumors on Twitter from people at Florida State is that they're meeting to discuss when they're gonna pull the trigger on it. They know they're doing it. They have to. Do it. That team is yikes. So it's coming. That's what I mean. But I think it's pretty much written in stone. It's coming. It's just a matter of when they do it, I guess, is kind of the question that comes up there. But yeah, it's an evidence. And then the Cardinals are like, yeah, we're good with everything. We're good with everything the way it is. We just need to work harder. We just need to keep practicing the way we have been, Dale. We'll be good. We're gonna be good. It'll work out for us.
I can't imagine going into a bye week and having to suck up 5 straight losses.
Last second losses. And you had chance to win the last 2.
Yeah.
The last ones, it was out of your hands. You did enough to get the lead, and they just went down and beat you with the field goal. This one, the ball was in your hands to win it. I mean, even at the end of that game, when the Cardinals had the ball there, it was just like 4th down. What are you doing, a mini Male Harry in that? Get the first down. What are you doing a mini Hail Mary for on that 4th down? And then you ran the ball up the middle, got stuffed. Then Jacoby gets sacked after a long passing play. It's the easiest way for me to describe it is they're coaching like either they don't know what they're doing or they're pressing because they know they're getting fired, and they're like, we gotta do everything we can to save our jobs, guys. You see it all the time in sports. That's what I saw yesterday.
So who'd you go to the game with?
So actually, I know I did say I actually didn't go to the game yesterday.
You got your asking price?
I did. Yeah, for my 2. Thank you, Green Bay fans. Yeah, I don't know who bought them. I'm assuming they're Green Bay fans, but
That means there are 2 people sitting there that paid one price and 2 people that paid another price.
they paid about $60, $70 more for the second ones each. Yes. After Friday night and Saturday night, I just was like, man, I don't know if I could sit through another game.
Yeah, you're exhausted. It's tough being Steve.
So I didn't. I watched it from the comfort of my television.
There's nothing like that.
Yeah, no, I enjoy it too much. That's the problem.
Yeah.
I enjoy it too much when I rarely do it. And now I'm like, how do I get rid of these other tickets? I'm going to the Jaguars game because I do want to see the Jaguars.
I say, I have a feeling that when you even put them up for face value,
That's the last game you can sell.
well, you get Niners maybe.
Yeah, but you're not going to get where I sit. You're not going to get full price for them. You'll take a hit on which get something for them, I guess. Yeah. But yeah, no, you take a hit on that stuff. No resale value on Cardinals tickets are garbage. Yeah. So did I say it on Friday what I did? So like literally Saturday night after the ASU game, I was like, I can't do this another day, man. I need a break.
Right.
And I don't need to go. It's either going to be a blowout, it's going to be a close game, and I just don't care if the Cardinals win. It's kind of how I was feeling. So I was like, I'm just going to put them up. I'm going to put them up. Ask more than anybody else has out there. And if they sell, they sell. If not, we'll wake up. We'll head that way around 11, get there, late, whatever. Just take our time. And I woke up at like 6 something, and they were still there. And I was like, all right, maybe I'll just cancel it. Literally walked into our computer room so I could get some stuff done. And by the time I sat down, sold. So I was like, oh, all right, never mind. We're not going now. I don't know if I would have been able to handle that because I was losing my mind and sitting at home watching it on that side. Which brings me to my point here. You sent me something last night. You did some research. A certain gentleman on the offensive line, you seem to have a bone to pick with. He has to pause here. You gonna talk about him?
Well, I thought you were going to say something else.
No. Well, I can throw it up here. Jonah Williams.
The starting right tackle.
Yeah, there. Make some money on this team. I'm going to surprise you today here, Dale, is what I'm going to do with this conversation. To be honest with you, I think I'm going to. But you sent me this, Jonah Williams, right?
Yeah.
Offensive tackle. $10,780,000 is what he's making this year.
Right.
He could get a $1.5 million roster bonus. So he can earn a lot more money from that side with his workout bonuses, etc. That he has in his program here. What are you trying to say here by sending me this?
Well, I don't really know where to begin. First of all, I didn't know he made that much money.
Well, I can tell you what. I can set you up for this better because late in this game, a certain person, one of the best pass rushers, if not the best pass rusher in the game today. Cowboys fans lost their mind when they traded him off to the Green Bay Packers. Everybody knows how good Micah Parsons can be. Is he always this good? No, he has games he takes off.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't do well. He gets double teamed all the time, triple teamed all the time, gets nicked on that side of things. That's foreshadowing to my take on this side of it. But here it is. Throw it up. Jonah, let's do Micah 1 here first.
Okay, hold on. Before you do that.
Okay. I just want to,
I want to have a precursor to
Okay.
it. So, like my offensive line coach my rookie year always told us when we do one-on-one pass rush drills in training camp, if there's a long line in front of you, you're not doing good. All right?
Meaning on the defensive side.
If the defensive line coach has to call somebody to pass rush against you, you're doing good.
Yeah.
Micah Parsons can line up anywhere on the defensive line.
And he does.
And he moves around, whether it's over the center, whether it's over the left tackle. Spent a lot of time over the right tackle.
Especially late in the game.
And we'll show this, but I want to give the precursor to it.
Yep.
So last year against, because it's twofold. Last year against Pima, they had an absolutely dominant offensive line. SCA playing Pima,
A beast.
state championship. He was a man amongst boys.
Easy way to put it. Beast. Towered over every single one of your players, was twice the size of any of your players.
Yes. And in the previous game, in the semifinals, he had 13 tackles, 12 of them for loss, and a few sacks. And so I sat there and went, well, most teams try to slide their offensive line to him.
Mm-hmm.
But he was so quick that he would beat the guard on his outside shoulder,
He would get in that
meaning
gap.
the center is useless
Yeah.
if the guard doesn't overset him and bring him back inside.
Yeah.
So I watched this yesterday, and obviously Micah felt very comfortable over at left defensive end.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until the Cardinals gave up 2 sacks that they actually changed their pass protection.
That's my problem. That's my angle on this.
And I don't know why they didn't do that all game long.
Do you know who agrees with us, by the way?
Who's that?
Micah Parsons. Wait till you hear what he said
Okay.
after the game.
Okay, I did not hear his post-game interview.
Oh yeah, no.
But-
This is egregious coaching that's going on right here. Blame Jonah all you want, Dale. And look, he needs to be blamed. You're a professional. Get in front of him and slow him down.
But when you're going against the best guy out there, yes, can you put him one-on-one maybe once? Yeah, he can hold up.
Yeah, if you're running the left side away from him.
But I mean, he can pass block him one. You don't ask him to pass block him like that 5 times, 7 times,
and they did.
Whatever. But
Not, after this play we're going to show you. This is on the final drive. This is after the Cardinals completed the big pass here. 24-yard pass down the thing. Then they get the 5-yard penalty. They get a pass incomplete, a 14-yard pass. Well, then you get this sack right here. So just to set it up, on the up part of your scene is where Micah Parsons lines up on the up part of your screen here. Number 1. Then you got Jonah Williams is trying to block him out there as well. So here we go.
Need a touchdown from the 26. Here comes Parsons.
I don't look. Did you see Jonah's reaction? He's just like. Do you see that on top of it?
Okay.
Can you play it without sound from now on, Riley?
And can you run that? Stop it right there. If you can stop it after about 3 steps. I just want it right there.
Yeah.
Now, they're sliding the line to the right to give him help.
Are they?
The one thing that you can't allow to happen if you're the right tackle here is to get beat outside.
Yes.
Because guess what? You got Hernandez inside. His eyes are right on Micah.
Yep.
And he's not even thinking about defensive tackle. The center's got to take the guy over Hernandez. The center, Froholt's got to take over.
Yep.
Hernandez's eyes straight out to number one.
Mm-hmm.
And if he comes inside, Hernandez probably going to blow him up.
Your whole point is get him inside where you have
Yes.
help, is what you're saying.
But you've got the line sliding to your right, and then you get beat outside. And as you run this a couple more things, watch Hernandez's reaction.
Watch both of their reactions.
As
here.
you go through here, keep going, stop. Right
so
there.
that's Will Hernandez you see there, 76. You see him turning around now.
Yes, his back is to the line of scrimmage.
He's ready for him to come inside, and he's turning around now to try to get back. And there's just no way he can get there.
Okay,
Go
now
ahead.
2 more steps. 1 more step. Okay,
That's Will Hernandez getting back there to try to get to him.
He has no chance to do anything. Now run 2 more steps. 1 more. And then, what I want you to see is watch Hernandez look at Jonah Williams.
Yeah.
And it might be one right there.
Yeah, he yells at him.
Right there.
Yeah, he yells at him.
Yeah. And it wasn't, hey, where are we going for dinner after
Well,
the game?
now finish playing it. Watch her. See, Jonah goes on top of it. He just sticks his hands out there at the end. Go like that. Okay, here's my problem with this play call. And you know who agrees with me? Michael Parsons. I'll have that coming up for you in a second.
Okay.
Play it one more time, but stop it before it goes. Just stop it. What's missing in that backfield?
A running back.
Nobody to help out a lineman who's going against the best pass rusher in the league.
Or even an H-back /
Somebody.
tight end.
Nobody.
And guess what?
Nobody's back there.
And guess what? If we at SCA, with a 30-minute meeting on a Monday, can get our H-back to go, if the dude's on the left side, you line up on the left side, you stay there. You get some rib meat on your way out. And guess what? If he's lined up on the other side, quarterback's going to move you over there.
Yes.
And you're going to take rib meat over there.
Here's my next point. Can you go back to like right at the beginning where they're lined up before the snap? I know it's close, Riley, here. But I want to point this out as well. Look at this formation. Okay, right there. What else is missing on that line, Dale, that could help out? Where's your tight end?
Well, that's what I was saying, tight end or
That's
H-back.
what I'm saying. It's this is a different one here, isn't it? Nobody. You left 5 linemen there. Now, granted, you're dealing with 4 guys, but you have the best guy on the planet one-on-one on the other side in an end game situation.
But and the weird thing is,
Go ahead and let this play out real fast, Riley.
so the running back, you're going to see him. He just free releases.
Yep.
But earlier in the game, and there were some situations where the running back would go over and hit him.
After that play,
Yeah.
I
I didn't know if it was after that.
Yeah,
play.
Michael Carter started
Yeah.
chipping him and then would go out.
Right
After that. That's derelict of coaching, Dale. That is just egregious coaching at that point. Blame Jonah all you want. A lot of people struggle to guard Micah Parsons one-on-one. A lot of them do. Most of them do. Where's your coaching at? That's what I mean by what is this coaching staff doing?
There's 2 things. And so what, again,
Now I'm fired up.
and I was just a little doinky high school coach. Realizing you can't slide to a Micah Parsons because your guard probably is going to be helpless.
Not fast enough. You can't. Nobody can get out there. It has to be a running back or a tight end before he goes.
So what we went to against Pima was we would slide away from their best guy, which doesn't make sense initially.
Yeah.
But the running back, and again, there was no blitz there. It was a 4-man rush.
Yeah.
And the running back just free released, and he's standing there about 5 yards.
Up the middle.
And he wasn't a target. He had 4 wides. And then they adjusted after another sack to have him come over. And that's what we did. I just said, no, we're going into this game where Pipsqueak, our running back, wherever 58 is,
You hit him.
he'll line up over the right guard or the left guard. You go up and you try and
Slow him down.
break his ribs, is what I told him. And
You're allowed to say that.
it was interesting because midway through the 3rd quarter, Pipsqueak comes over and goes, Coach, I'm getting him because guess what? He keeps telling me, why do you keep hitting me?
Good.
And I don't think he had a sack against us.
Yeah.
So,
Micah Parsons had 10 hurries yesterday.
but then after this, you see the running back over there, and then Micah becomes a non-factor.
And I didn't do the next clips because I wanted to focus on this specific one. But I mean, fourth down, or you're driving down the field, you just had a big play, and it's just unbelievable coaching to not give. I don't care if you have, the Hall of Fame of all Hall of Fame offensive tackles out there. You give him help in that situation.
Two things.
Right at that point.
You notice he didn't line up over the left tackle for the Cardinals. He's a pretty good pass protector. And number two.
He did earlier in the game.
And number two, and you didn't really hear about him too much. But then you go, would Clayton Adams, offensive line coach a year ago, would he had a better plan?
But that's it. Not only that, though. So it's not just the offensive line. It's just running back free release up the middle. And then here's the worst part. They fix it. Here's the other thing. Seeing that play coming off of the Saturday night game at ASU that I watched. ASU was getting decimated by that Texas Tech defensive line in that first half of that game was in the backfield before the ball got to the quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
It was amazing to watch. You know what ASU did? Oh, you guys want to keep coming? Okay. Quick release those. Phew. Levitt got the ball and threw it. You had a play there. It's a 5-step drop, basically your shotgun, right? And then you got to stand there, and then you got to read a defense, knowing they're coming. Micah Parsons is coming, and knowing he's one-on-one, and you do a play call where it's not a quick throw. It's just this coaching is just, look, players have responsibilities as well. But it's hard to say, why are you not blocking the best pass rusher in the game? How can you dare let him go outside like that and not stop him repeatedly at the end of the game and not be able to do it by yourself? I don't know. I'm just more of set your players up for success, man. Don't leave them out on an island at that point. Because then you got Will Hernandez yelling at him. You got Jonah all upset over that because he's not doing the job. And then after that, like I said, the worst part is after that play, you go, oh, we should probably get somebody on him to help him out.
No. And the thing is,
what?
Here's the thing that's so frustrating to me, though, is that here's Micah Parsons. I think he had 2.5 sacks coming into the game.
Yeah. What, 3 yesterday?
3 yesterday.
5. I think it was 10 hurries.
And now he has 5.5 sacks because of 3 in one game, and that's where he ends up having 11, 12, 13 sacks in the season.
Yeah.
And part of that was you're going against a guy who can't block you or doesn't have a chance to block you, and the scheme is helping you make it. Because what happens, you slide to the right, it's a Roy, it's a Ram, it's a something that starts with an R. That means offensive line start sliding to the right. Not only is Hernandez now in no man's land because he can't help outside.
Yeah, you can't get there.
But also that defensive tackle inside is putting pressure into the pocket, so there's nobody to step up.
Yeah. Brissett had no place to go. He had no time to breathe either. Coming in there. I don't know what this is. Hey, what Micah 1A? I labeled this video Micah 1A, and I didn't write down what it is. Let's just see what this is real quick. Micah 1A here. Oh yeah, that's what this is. Micah Parsons put this out on Instagram this morning, Dale.
This ain't got nothing to do with the details, the unbelievers, the haters, the doubters. This is about us.
Maybe it was TikTok.
When we started this journey, we told you.
That was that last play there. Micah Parsons puts out all of his rushes there. You know what was similar to all of that? Play it again for us, Riley. You can turn the sound down. We don't need to hear the. Got me. What's the point of this? Notice where he came off on that side, Dale? Left side. Right?
Yeah, but I believe that was the left guard.
But here's my point. Every time he got back to the quarterback, one-on-one blocking. Every time he got back to him, one-on-one blocking. You want to know who agrees with us on you can't believe that you left one-on-one blocking against Micah Parsons? Micah Parsons agrees with us as well. Here's Micah after the game standing in his locker, basically laughing at the coaching of the Arizona Cardinals.
Statistically, your first hat trick?
Yeah, I don't think it's my best pass rush game. I just think this is the first time they allowed me to rush this year. I mean, if you look at the looks I've been getting, Dolph, double tight ends, chips, full slides, and then also just other guys stepping up. Kobe stepping up big time inside, things like that, opening up a little bit for me. and I just take advantage of it.
You surprised how many one-on-ones you got today?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I got windows. I tell coach all the time, if I got a one-on-one, I like myself 8 out of 10 times.
At what point do you realize during the game, okay, they're blocking me this way? It's not what you
Early on,
expect.
I think it was me and Paris, and I was like, oh, they want to see me, see if they got a guy. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. Like, I think it's levels to this game, and you know, if I get the same looks as some of these other guys, this is the result. I think you look across the league, usually guys like me don't get those type of looks. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a rarity. And there's levels to this. And if I get those type of looks, I can do those same results as those other guys.
The Arizona Cardinals coaching staff got punked yesterday. Punked.
Again, I'm trying to get into the minds of them.
Punked.
All right. Maybe you're thinking if he lines up over on the right side, right defensive end, going against Paris Johnson, and we're going to pass the ball 40 times. Maybe Paris Johnson, we're okay leaving him one-on-one maybe 10 times. But it's also the illusion of taking Trey McBride, put him in H motion.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to hit Micah, but if he's just outside Paris
him down
Johnson,
just enough.
Micah doesn't know what he's going to do.
Nothing.
Hesitates for a second.
Literally, the defensive player goes, "Oh my God, give me that win! Give me that every time! I don't see this. I've never seen this before. I'm so good at what I do. Nobody's dumb enough to do this, except for this team's dumb enough to do it. Thank God the Cardinals are stupid because look at my game today. They just earned me another $5 million deal.
I just hope that $5 million.
I mean, another $5 million, just
Add
yesterday.
on,
You add on $5
another
million.
check,
You're going to
another
renegotiate
check.
that deal at the end of the year because the Cardinals coaching staff doesn't understand how to block the best pass rusher in the game.
And so here's the other thing I'm going to point out. And we probably should take a break, but here's the other thing I'm going to point out, unless you don't want to.
No, we will do.
The other thing I want to point out.
We probably should at some point.
There are times where I have to go to the offensive coordinator and protect my guys. Because guess what? 95 of offense.
You mean as a line coach?
And 95% of offensive coordinators, they're worried about routes, concepts, throwing the football. They don't think about protection.
No,
for a millisecond.
They leave that. They call the play call, and then that's why the center has to be good because the center has to look at it and go, here's what I do.
But the center is also not going to say, H-back.
No,
get over there.
That I agree.
Running back. Get over there.
No,
that's the offensive line coach going, hey, it's very simple. Number one, wherever number one is,
yes.
we're going to have a tight end or an H-back on his side.
That should have been done in film. Guys,
But
wherever one lines up,
yes,
you're on that side.
And
your job is to hit.
If we can do it at SCA, the Cardinals can do it, I promise you. But then that also makes me wonder about the offensive line coach. Does he stand up for his guys? Because I would get in arguments with me because I want to protect my center, and I want to protect my left tackle,
and
we're going to do things to do that. And I made my point very, very, very clear. And do we have an offensive line coach who does that? Or do we have an offensive line coach that thinks that we're playing Wisconsin?
If he does it, and the offensive coordinator ignores him, that's another issue.
That's a completely different issue.
It's just, I just have a feeling this offensive coordinator, Drew Penzing, has no clue what he's doing out there. He just no clue. He's got his route system, he's got all that stuff, but he doesn't understand what's happening in game time decision. I wasn't the only one screaming about it on Twitter. A lot of people were like, how do you leave Jonah alone out there? Yeah. It's egregious.
Especially Jonah.
Especially in that moment, right? Especially in that moment when you need a touchdown because of your other issues that you had out there. Then you got Micah. Well, just to show you, it wasn't just Jonah. I got to be fair about this. Here's Micah against the run earlier in the game. Micah 2.
Micah Parsons, when I watch the film, he plays the run.
He just threw Higgins aside like he was a rag doll.
Okay, but see, I got to tell you, as an offensive blocker, what's not fair? Good run that again.
Yeah. Turn the sound off so Dale can talk about it. No, I'm not blaming Higgins for this.
No, what I'm saying is this play was designed to go right. So Higgins is cutting him off.
Yeah, you could see that with
It's
everybody
going right, and then
Yeah.
number 20 decides to bounce it around left. Well, hey, now you're on your own. You bounce it out there.
Yeah, as a running
And,
back.
and again, I'm talking to the running back. Go, no, everything's on the right.
Yeah.
We're blocking to the right.
Yeah.
And if you decide you're going to cut back into Parsons,
And that's
this
what
is where he flourishes.
And that's what you're talking about. When the snap of the ball is done, you see everybody go to the right.
Yes.
Including Higgins.
And this is where Micah flourishes in the open field,
Yes.
where he doesn't have to take on a double team.
Yes.
Something like that.
And you're
This
running
is
right in the Cardinals in that instance. You're running away from him. So I agree with you on that. But just to watch him, just a bigger, stronger human being on the other side, he just throws him aside like he's not even there to make the tackle. Is kind of the interesting thing to pay attention to there. So I don't know. Those are my complaints about yesterday. Dale, how about you?
Well, and then the last thing you're gonna look at, and obviously we'll have now 2 weeks to talk about it. Jacoby Brissett through all that.
Mm-hmm.
Through all that.
I don't get it. There's even
Through
a
all
comment.
that.
I don't get what the Cardinals coaching staff's looking at.
Through all that. He had 110 quarterback rating.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan Love, who won the football game, he had a 93 quarterback rating.
Mm-hmm.
2 touchdowns, almost 8 yards per completion.
Mm-hmm.
He got some guys involved. Marvin Harrison looked like he was going to have a big game. Kind of surprised he was out there. But 2 catches, 58 yards.
Zay.
Zay Jones,
Look how he spreads the ball around.
And of course, Trey's going to have his catches. But
Yeah, what a game he had yesterday. Well, so Brissett, I said it last week, the offense looks calmer, and it does. It just looks calmer out there with him out there. Everybody looks relaxed from that side. Everybody's making big plays. Here's the issue, right? So if you're a Cardinals coaching staff looking at this, Brissett followed up that 320-yard game that he had last week, which Cardinals hadn't had a 300-yard offensive game since like 2022 or something ridiculous like that. 279 passing yards yesterday, what Jacoby Brissett had. Last time, according to Theo Mackey, they had 279 passing yards in consecutive games, weeks 2 and 3 of 2021. This whether it's Will Hernandez on the offensive line, whether they've changed the playbook, or whether it's a quarterback that recognizes and can see the field and makes the throws, I don't know what you're looking at here when you say they're going to go back to Kyler. God bless him. I hope it's worth your job. Week 1 through 5, you look this up. Cardinals were 25th in points per game in the league. How many teams are there in the league, Dale?
32.
26 in yards per game. I don't think that's good. 30th. And other stats there. Third down conversion, 16th at 39.7%. And they never converted a long third down in the first 5 weeks. Now they're converting 3rd and 8s like they're candies, 3rd and 12s like they're candies. Week 6 and 7 with Jacoby Brissett. They're 12th in points per game. They're 10th in yards per game in the NFL. They're 5th in the other yards per game in terms of after catches. First and third down conversions at 57.1%. What has changed, Dale? Will Hernandez? Will Hernandez go in there has changed it?
I'm sorry.
Anybody watching what we watched the last 2 weeks sees it very obvious. And for this coaching staff, I get it. Defend your guy left and right. You need to. You can't bash him. I understand it. But you're going to be selling a damaged thing of goods to your fan base here in the next 2 weeks. Better be ready for it because your fan base ain't going to buy it. And they're turning on you already, Gannon. I know I've already turned on this coaching staff. I'm done with them. They're garbage. They need to go. They need to get out of here.
What's so fascinating about that?
And I was the highest person on them.
No, I was higher on you.
You might have been. Okay, I was up there. I was up there at the beginning of the season.
I got money on them winning the NFC West.
So I picked them too. I was like, this is the coaching staff that's going to get us over that hump and get us there. 5 weeks ago, I was saying that. Now, I don't want to see them out there again. They obviously don't know how to get out of what they're experiencing right now. It's plain as day. Plain as day. It's disgusting, Dale. Now imagine how the locker room's feeling today. Go knowing the same stuff. The locker room sees it. The locker room knows what's happening out there. Everybody used the word calm last week, which was my word a couple weeks ago. Everybody's talking about how the offense just runs smoother. Oh, he can find us out there now. Receivers are happy to go run routes now. It's obvious as day what's happening with this team. Now, and I'll put it this way. If I gave you this question, because I know my answer, what if I told you the rest of the season you can win 2 or 3 more games with Kyler out there? You can only win 1 or 2 games with Jacoby Brissett. Or let's say 4 or 5 games with Kyler and only 2 or 3 with Brissett. Who do you want as your quarterback?
Well, first of all, I don't believe that to be so.
It's
but
not
if
gonna be
that's
true.
the question, I want to win the most games.
Yeah, but to me, I'd rather lose with Jacoby.
That doesn't compute with me. I'd rather lose. I don't think that's true. I don't think Kyler comes in here and all of a sudden he corrects.
But that's why I gave you a stare.
Yeah.
If anything, here's the bet. If anything, Kyler goes. Does anybody think this offense is going to look like it has the last 2 weeks? Anybody think this offense is going to look like it did the last 2 weeks?
No,
Find me
saw,
somebody.
You saw the first 5 games.
Yes, we have eyeballs.
No.
And yet, Jonathan Gannon, nothing's changed. Kyler's still our quarterback. Well, no, coach. A lot has changed. We watched 2
You're on a
losing
5-game
efforts.
losing streak.
And we
yes.
watched 2 games that you lost last second. We sat there and watched them. And we all had belief that you could come back and win this game. We all were like, oh, maybe they can do it this week. You're not feeling that way with Kyler back there. I like Kyler as a quarterback. I don't think he's terrible. But in this offense with this team, he's not the dude, man.
Well, you wonder, does ownership get involved?
You have to. You can't.
But does ownership get involved and say, no, you're playing Kyler?
I mean, you have to go to ownership on this decision. You're not sitting Kyler. You're not sitting Kyler without all hands on deck doing so. And things to that effect. I mean, it's just what are we doing when our eyeballs are telling us one thing and the coaching staff and everybody else is telling us this would have been the same. Oh, last week's game would have been identical with Kyler in there. Oh, it would have looked the same. You're lying to us. You're lying to our faces because it would be nowhere near the same.
Well, and the thing is, you're on a bye now. You're on a bye. You go in the bye 3 and 4. Wow. Okay. You know what? We're still in the thick of things. No, nobody's sitting there 7-0.
I think that would have made it easier to go back. Now harder to go back to Kyler. Now it's easy to go back to Kyler because you go, Jacoby wasn't winning.
Wow, we still didn't win.
We still didn't win, so we're going to go back to Kyler. If they would have won that game yesterday, that would have been ultimate pressure on the coaching staff to stick with Jacoby. Because they lost that, it's easy to go, well, Jacoby didn't win either, so we're going to go back to Kyler. We like what Kyler could have done in these different situations. So that's the problem with losing yesterday from that side as well. Right there. Here's Jonathan Gannon after the game. How much do you want to bet what he says?
Coach better. There's no magical answer. You know what I mean? I understand the question. You're right. We got to look. 7 games in, we'll do a deep dive, and we got to get it corrected. And that's every losing coach, I'm sure, stands up here and says the same. But until we do it, it's going to keep happening. You know what I mean? And I fall into that boat. Like I said, it starts with me. I'm sitting in there, after the game, and it's like, damn, I got to do more. I got to do something more. But I really do believe in the people that we have. So that's a positive. There's no doubt that's a positive. And they will battle. They will fight. I know that. Going back, losing how we've lost a couple of these games, 2 good teams in a row here, we went toe-to-toe with them. We just got to play a little better.
I got to work. That scares me. I got to do more. I got to do more. That tells me now I got to push a little bit more. I got to watch more film. I got to figure out how to not make play calls, even more so now. It's just this team has regressed this year, Dale. Yes, you can argue they're right there at the end of games.
Mm-hmm.
They're not getting blown out by 40 points. This team doesn't quit. They're battling it out till the end. but there's regression on this team. Tell me, other than Jacoby playing and Will Hernandez going in that game, tell me what positive change they've made.
Well, here's the thing. You're sitting here now at 2-5. That's the reality of the situation. I think sometimes we get focused too much on how, why you lost. Oh, we were in every game.
Mm-hmm.
But you're 2-5.
Yes.
And there's a famous quote from a gentleman named Bill Parcells who says, "You are what your record says you are."
I prefer the Denny Green. They are who we thought they were.
But that's the thing. Cardinals aren't who we thought they were.
Yeah.
Yes, you can sit here in a pipe dream and you can be in coach's office drinking a Diet Coke and go, we should be 5-2. You can make that argument.
They also could be 0 for 2.
You know, you can make that argument.
Just imagine if the Saints caught that ball in the end zone.
But the fact of the matter is, you're 2-5. And here's the thing that concerns me about that quote from Jonathan Gannon is we worked harder in Buffalo and spent more time in the film room and in the weight room. Our practices were longer. We literally were at the facility from 8 in the morning till 5:30 at night. That's a long day.
It's too long.
Long day.
It's too long.
Marv Levy comes in. Now we're meeting at 9 o'clock. We're off the field at 4 o'clock or 3:30, and you're on your way home at 4.
Yeah.
And guess what? We go to the AFC Championship game.
You're
basically the same guys.
I'm going to argue that you're more looser, right? You're more. It's like when you are in school, right? And you're like, oh, I got this big test, you know, and you take your time and you're studying for it a couple hours a day for like a month, you know, and you ace it. And then you like wait, or that one test, you wait till the last minute and you're cramming. And you go in there, you just flunk the crap out of it because you're trying too hard. You're trying to find a way to do it. It's just you're more relaxed when you go in, more prepared and that. And it's just
work smarter,
not harder.
Not harder. Again, there's a couple things.
I didn't think you were going to give us some poster mantra there.
No, because if I'm sitting there again, if I was privy to their game plan, and they told me, no, we're not going to do anything special for number one, I would say,
why not?
Okay. If he lines up over your left tackle, he could probably battle him if he does that all game long. But what are you going to if he moves around? What are you going to if your left tackle can't block him? What's your it's not alternative. What's your adjustment?
Yeah. What's your one?
Do you have a running back?
What's your 2A or 1B that you're going to have out there?
What do you have in your bag that you immediately can go to if you see him playing like that?
But Micah Parsons doing that in the second quarter is different than Micah Parsons doing that in the fourth quarter with 23 seconds left and you need a touchdown to win it.
No doubt about it, but it didn't seem like they had a plan in place.
No. Well, they did after that.
Too late.
Yeah, that's the point.
Yeah.
Everybody in your right mind, like I said, I put it out on Twitter, and I was like, why are you leaving Jonah out there by himself? All capitals.
Yeah.
Because you could see it clear as day on the television what was happening. And then all of a sudden I see all these other people going, just one-on-one out there on the outside. I don't know why you're doing that. Why is Micah Parsons one-on-one? And it's just like, if we can all see it. And they're sitting there going, gee, shucky darn. Who would have thought? Best pass rusher in the game.
And here's the thing. That maybe you know it if you haven't played. But if you have played the game, you have film. And don't think that the Green Bay Packers did not. They look at every offensive lineman.
Mm-hmm.
You got a dude like Parsons, like some of these other guys who can move around. And you go, okay, left tackle's, he's pretty damn good. Left guard, he's questionable. Center's pretty damn good. Right guard, he'll probably just maul him. Right tackle, well, he's struggled in pass protection the last couple weeks.
Yeah.
Against just normal dudes. There's something wrong with our right tackle. he's stiff. He looks like he's injured.
Yeah.
And God bless him, he's playing through an injury, and they're just not saying anything.
But that's even worse.
Well-
Then give him more help.
Again, it just blows my mind.
I'm flabbergasted, but I'm not going to lie to you. I just sat there yesterday just going, like, I legitimately was getting angry, like, and I don't get angry about this. And I was literally like, what are they doing?
Put your players in a position to succeed.
And tell me the Cardinals did that yesterday.
They didn't. Hey, and here's the thing. You put your players in a position to succeed and they don't.
That's different.
That's different.
We can live with that.
Yeah.
At 4th and 8, at 4th and 2, if they would have punted that, tell them back, Packers went down and scored.
Yes.
I can live with that.
All right,
Defense didn't do
now
their job, but you did your job, and the defense didn't come through.
Yeah.
I'll be mad about it, but I can live with it.
Yeah.
Giving them the opportunity to do it after seeing a 61-yard field goal in 7 seconds earlier in the game. That's the thing. It's not like you can't go, I didn't know we could make one that far. He just did it. Then we go to the other side here, right? And I know with a lot of Cardinals because I'm so angry on that side. But then you go to the ASU side. And literally you're sitting there watching that ASU game on the other night. And Texas Tech, we're sitting in the hot sun. We didn't get the shade until about 2 o'clock there, 2:30 it was. So, then we get in the shade. They were so nice after that. I feel sorry for the people that sat in the sun the whole game.
Hey, I had to sit in the sun for an hour and 15 minutes watching Graham Tate play flag football.
It was so nice. It was so nice when the shade came up. We sit on the side with the press box and everything, so we get in the shade. But we're watching Texas Tech just dominate the ASU offense. New center, I think he's a freshman even, a young kid center because Coleman's out for his career's done now from that side. And they were just getting dominated by that giant physical, these guys are going to be pros defensive line of Texas Tech. And then you saw something happen. You saw the adjustments. All of a sudden, Sam Levitt, quick throws. Hey, that's fine. You can come back here. We're going to wear you down because you're going to get back here, but the ball's already going to be gone. Perfect. And you saw the adjustments on and it's just so much nicer. Now, for some reason, I swear to God, something happens where they get in the red zone or close to it, and they have no clue what to do with it. I just think they throw darts at a board or something and go, let's try this one. Because what they play out there, what they call out there, these quick throws out to a receiver that gets tackled right away or a 2-yard loss in the red zone, and they don't even try to throw it toward the end zone a lot of times, and it's just like, what? That's the thing they need to fix. But they started the game fast. They started the game good. Now they stuck with field goals, but that's a good defense, right? And everything, and they were able to hold in. They got down late in the game, and what were they able to do, Dale? The opposite of the Cardinals. They were able to go down and get the touchdown on the other side to win. It's amazing to see how one coaching staff changed things this week and had success. I am also even more further convinced, with no evidence other than my eyeballs, they punted on that Utah game to be ready for Texas Tech. I'm more convinced of it today than I was before. Now, the other side of it is, I will say this, Sam Levitt was not right. He started to run as the game went on, but he had a weird stride to him.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, there is something wrong with that. I'm not doubting he wasn't hurt.
I did hear where Kenny was really upset that everybody was talking about it being a basketball.
Yeah, he's like, it's just disgusting that this rumor even comes out. Well, it's coming from people close to your program, Kenny, and you know it is. And you know who it's coming from, Kenny. It's not a secret that boosters and people that are involved in this program closely
or maybe
somebody
was actually playing with him.
Yeah. I know, and then I just see all these people be like, I can't believe this is out there and everything. Obviously, it's unsubstantiated. It's not just some random guy. It's not some random 48-year-old fat guy sitting on his couch eating bonbons making it up. We have been told by people close to the program. Now, they could be lying to everybody, Dale. They could be lying to everybody about it.
Which is really why are you going to lie about that?
The two people that told me aren't wrong very often. I don't know of them ever being wrong.
And why would you be wrong about this? If you didn't know, you wouldn't say anything. These kind of people.
Yes.
But the other thing I saw Kenny or heard Kenny being interviewed, the fact that he said, I called a couple coaches that I respect.
That's what I wanted to bring up.
called a couple older coaches who I respect who have been where we are right now. Because I have not been in the, he said, I have not been in this situation.
What have we been saying here on this program?
And
they're too young, and that's the Cardinals' problem. They're too young. They don't know how to solve these problems.
And so do you swallow your arrogance?
Mm-hmm.
You want to call it confidence, you want to call it arrogance,
It's
whatever
ego.
you want to
It's
call it,
strictly
ego.
I'm the head coach of the Arizona Cardinals. Nobody's going to tell me what to do.
And you have a relationship with Nick Saban, and you call Nick and say, hey, Nick, I know you've coached for 100 years. I know it all hasn't been super duper, gravy train.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
How,
He had a lot of problems.
how do you how did you handle this situation? Whereas I've never heard Jonathan Gannon, like, this would be a perfect week for him, although it might be too late. I don't know who his mentor is.
Whatever the Cardinals do now, it's too late. Kenny Dillingham recognized it after that Utah beatdown, and he went, we need help. We need help to figure out what we are doing wrong right now. And I guarantee you, one of the people said to him, you're too soft on your team. You're letting them just do whatever in practice and stuff. And he went, you know what? You're right. I got to change that. Here's Kenny Dillingham after the game. If you don't know what we're talking about, here's Kenny Dillingham talking about it here.
Practice going forward, or is it
Forever. Yes, sir.
Why do you think that it helps so much? That all the players credited you with why that it helps so much.
It's not me. It's what we are. We say have more fun working harder than anybody in the country. You can't have fun and not work harder than anybody in the country. It doesn't work like that. You have to have more fun working harder than anybody in the country. And I lost that, and we had it back this week. And we'll never, ever, as long as I'm coaching, not practice to the physical level like we did this week again. That just won't happen.
I think back to all the coaches we've seen in our lives. I look back to all the press conferences I watch, even to this day. James Franklin just lost his job, and he never once went, well, I needed to go back and change things. He's still like, my program works. I'm looking forward to get to the next school and do the same thing over again. Jonathan Gannon, we're going to just keep going back to what we know. I have confidence in everybody here, even though we're failing miserably. And I have confidence in everybody to continue to fail miserably. And then Kenny Dillingham's like, yeah, we messed up. We took the foot off the pedal.
Yeah.
We did it, and we fixed it, and now we're going to move forward. They're not going to win every game for the rest of all time because of it, but they're going to compete, and they're going to go out there and be harder. They laid the whooping on Texas Tech on that defensive side of the ball. They were flying around again. We hadn't seen that all year long. Was it as simple as coach was like, hey, veterans, you guys know what to do. I'm going to be doing my next radio hit over here. I'm going to be doing this, and I'm going to be doing that. You guys got this. And now he's like, nope. We're going to play like we're all new again. Let's do it.
Well, it's again, I said when I first got here, the fact that it's one of those double-edged swords.
Yes. I'm not,
as a player, because, yes, you like the results of you working hard. And by work, every team works hard. It's working hard and smart that
but you
will
can
get
pull
the
it
job
back,
done.
right? So you're not going to hit every Tuesday and Wednesday, but what you can do, right? So now that you got that back, you do stuff to keep that adrenaline going without like lighting each other up on the practice.
Well, that's the thing, though. What does that mean? When are you going to back out? Never. I'm never. Well, I always go back to this. Daryl Johnson one time said this after we were all done playing, our fullback in Dallas. He said, I always showed up to training camp in the best shape of my life. The best shape.
Yes.
I left training camp in almost the worst shape. And then we go on and we win Super Bowls.
Yeah.
And you see the fruits of your labor.
Mm-hmm.
Like the players be able to go, they're watching film today, or I don't know if they go in on Sundays.
I think they go in on Sunday.
Well, we'll watch the film and they're going, yeah, we're a different team and we looked like a hell of a lot better football team.
That team we saw on Saturday afternoon, it was a team we hadn't seen all year.
Yeah.
Well, we saw it last year, but we hadn't seen it all year. No, but I don't know what it is to pull it back, but I just, they got full of themselves. They thought they could show up and just win games with the talent that they brought back. I'm fully convinced of that.
You get lackadaisical. You let missteps by the offensive line. You let routes that aren't completed. You let DBs hold, interfere, illegal contact. All those things, when you back off a little bit, all those things start happening.
And it accumulates up as the
Yep.
season goes on.
Yep.
We didn't see a lot of that this week. Now, the offensive line struggled at times, but the coaching staff was the first time I think I've seen a huge adjustments like that in terms of, that in the middle of the game. Now, before Mississippi State, they did it at halftime and stuff to that effect, to get it changed around, but they didn't start sluggish. I mean, that was a tough Texas Tech team that they played. Now, like you said, would it have been different with the starting quarterback? Probably. But would have been much different? I'm not so sure. But even if Arizona State would have lost that game with their starting quarterback, the way they played, you could have held your head high walking out of that stadium. I was sitting there thinking that, like, this is the team that we all are here to see from last year into this year with all the stuff you sold us on. And so, but it's just amazing the difference. I have completely turned on Jonathan Gannon, Drew Pensing, and even Rallis there on the card. I've turned on them. I'm just tired of them. I don't want to hear it anymore. I don't want to hear it anymore. You're not trying to fix it, so you don't care. Why do I care? Even if ASU loses every game the rest of their season, they realize the problem. They're trying to fix the problem. For one game, they fixed it. And they're like, we're never going back to that again. They've learned the valuable lesson as a young coaching staff that every coaching staff goes through. Like I said, I watched James Franklin on, what was that, Game Day he was on or whatever?
Yeah.
And he was like, I can't wait to get to my next school. We're going to do it the exact same way, and we're going to go win a championship there. Like, but your way didn't work. You have to change some of it up. And he's just hard set. It's my way's going to go. And it's just like, stop it. Kenny Dillingham's a breath of fresh air. It's going to suck to lose him to Penn State, Dale.
Oh, God.
Hey, as we leave this show here today, I just want to leave it here with one important thing to show you guys one more time here. The only time I'm going to show it. It's the most beautiful thing that happened all weekend. Like some people went to weddings. They're beautiful watching two people start their lives together. And some people have babies out there and, just, the cutest little babies. And it's just a fresh, live, clean slate. And it's just get them up there and everything. And, sometimes I just walk down the road and I just notice the beautiful flowers growing and the smell of dew and rain in the air.
Dew or?
No, regular dew. Not regular dew. That's the baby side. Okay. It's just, there's so much. You look up and just marvel at the clouds in the sky and you ignore the old man yelling at them and you just go, it's so beautiful here with the mountains with snow on top of them. And that BYU-Utah game was a sloppy game, but that scenery was beautiful behind there. And all the beautiful stuff in this world. Well, now I found another thing that just rivals it up there, Dale. It's so beautiful. I've never seen anything so beautiful.
Oh, boy, it's interesting.
It's so beautiful. I can't believe it's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
I should have won the Arizona game. I should have won the Ole Miss game.
Shoulda, woulda,
should have won
coulda.
the Utah game. Ridiculous.
LSU had no shot in that van. When's he getting fired? Ugh, he's terrible.
Hey, you have used Vanderbilt as the punchline for all your SEC jokes.
No, but I'm on the second time I picked Vanderbilt this year too. I like their quarterback. I like him a lot.
Congratulations, Steve.
We're going
That
to get
was
this framed.
fantastic.
We're going to get this framed. It's going to be the backdrop behind you here. We're going to get rid of those bricks and just hang this up here, Dale.
We go weeks and weeks and weeks without showing the pics. I saw that up on Twitter.
No, because I tagged you in it. Hey, what do you always say to me? Are you supposed to have that many red X's? Is that what you're supposed to have?
And you said yes, so I decided I'll go get some.
I'm just so happy we could end the show on such a beautiful note.
I really thought after all that you were going to show a picture of you and Graham Tate.
I actually forgot to give that to Riley today.
But no.
Wow. Itchy beard.
Yeah,
There
there
you go. Right there. I like it. It's just going to be Dale's.
Wow. Oh, it's going to be over me.
Dale's every day. Every day it's just going to sit there. We'll make it full screen. Replace the bricks with it. We'll get it printed out big enough that it'll be there. Dale, it's just sometimes you just got to sit back and just marvel at the world we live in and just
Steve, I'm so happy for you.
the
That
beautiful
probably-
things that happen.
This week probably got you back in contention.
We'll see you tomorrow, everybody. Again, just so beautiful.
What a note to leave on.
Never seen anything so beautiful.
Should have stayed in bed this morning.
See you all tomorrow, everybody.